Hello guys, and today I'm bringing you another deck list in my quest to doing every deck list in a video on my channel. And today I'm bringing you a relatively old deck profile. It was back in the GX days, which is about 10 years ago maybe now, but this deck, the actual cards for this deck were only released a bit further on from GX after the series had finished. And I think they're really a combination between the characters Jaden and Jesse in the anime, the Crystal Beasts and the Elemental Heroes, and they kind of follow the same kind of path as the Elemental Heroes do, with the fusion summon of just generalised normal monsters, and also they've got a few effect monsters in there, but to bring out obviously bigger heroes that can be classed as superheroes, sort of. These ones do look like superheroes as well as the Elemental Heroes, so, but although they might not be directly based on superheroes, more probably golems or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, get into the deck list. The first lot of monsters are all normal monsters. They're just basically there for the targets for the fusion summon of your fusion monsters. That's what this deck really runs around, just fusion summoning high monsters. So we've got 2 Gem Knight Garnet, 2 Gem Knight Tourmaline, 2 Gem Knight Sapphire, and 2 Gem Knight Lapis. Lapis is a new card which was brought out recently, I think like a year ago or so, which have added more options to the deck really. So I decided to use that as the new, and like an additional, not so much the engine, but like help, support for the deck. Some people don't tend to use it with new deck lists, even though that got brought out after, but I'm choosing to. Then get on to the effect monsters. We've got 2 Gem Knight Alexandrite, where you can treat this card as special one Gem Knight normal monster from your deck, so you can really just tag in another monster. Like if you require, or if you want to summon a monster that requires a certain Gem Knight, then you can use Alexandrite to bring out obviously any of the normals like Lapis or like Tourmaline and Garnet and whatever. So essentially you've got 5 Garnets in your deck, or 5 Tourmalines, or 5 Sapphires, or 5 Lapis, essentially. So it makes it easier to bring out the desired fusion monsters. Then we've got 2 Gem Knight Emerald. You can banish this face-up card you control on one face normal monster you control to target 1 Gem Knight fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard. So if you already have a fusion monster in your graveyard, you can use this as an additional fusion. Like if you've used your only Gem Knight fusion and you can't add it back to your hand, then use this by all means to summon a fusion monster. Then we've got 3 Elemental Hero Prisma, which is the only like non-gem card in the deck, but as it wasn't specified to the Elemental Hero archetype, you can use it in any fusion deck to essentially become another monster and then be a target for a fusion summon. So its effect is once per turn you can reveal 1 fusion monster from the extra deck, then send one of the fusion material monsters listed on that card from the main deck to the graveyard. This card's name becomes the same monster name until the end phase. So it can only be used to summon the Gem Knights that require a certain monster to fusion summon them, but it can also mean that you've essentially got more than the normal monsters in only in the deck. Like if you get what I mean, like Alexandrite added to the amount of normal monsters. If you get only like Alexandrite is essentially 3 more of the one card because you can bring out it can swap itself. But Prisma's the same. It's essentially the other card that you drew into, but you have to send it to the graveyard. But then you can do stuff with it in the graveyard as well. Then get on to the next few monsters that aren't actually Gem Knight monsters. So we've got 2 Gem Armadillo. When this card's number, you can add 1 Gem Knight monster from your deck to your hand. Because you can fusion summon from your hand, this also means like you can just fusion summon straight off. Like you summon that and you got 1700 beta, then you can fusion summon with the monster it's added to your hand, so it's a searcher. You can run 3, but I only run 2 because there's enough. Like Alexandrite and Prisma kind of do the same sort of thing. So then we've got 2 Gem Turtle, which is also a searcher, but you can flip. But it's a searcher for the fusion card instead of a monster, and you flip it to bring it to your hand. Then we've got 2 Gem Merchant, and then during damage type in either player's turn, when a face of Earth normal monster you control attacks or attack, you can send this card from your hands to the graveyard. That monster gains 1000 attack and defense until the end phase. This is just sort of like a protection for the normal monsters, and it can also be used in the fusion summon of a few of them because they ask for a Gem Dash monster, which includes obviously Gem Turtle, Gem Armadillo, and Gem Merchant. The last monster is obviously another new card with Gem Knight Lazulite. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard and add that target to your hand. So by being sent to the graveyard through the fusion summon of a fusion monster using Gem Knight Fusion, or actually no, it doesn't affect. Emerald doesn't trigger Lapis's effect because it's not sent to graveyard, it's banished instead. But if you use Gem-Like Fusion's effect on Lazuli, then you can obviously recycle one of the normal monsters back to your hand to then reuse as a fusion material monster next turn. Then on to the spell cards. The first one is free Gem-Like Fusion. Send from your hand or side of the field to the graveyard fusion material monster that listed on the Gem-Like Fusion monster card, then special summon that fusion monster from the extra deck, which is basically just a polymerization. But what makes it different is if this card's in your graveyard, you can banish one Gem-Like monster from your graveyard, add this card to your hand. So by Lazuli bringing back a normal monster to your hand, then using this to bring itself back to your hand, then you've got most of another fusion summon. All you need is another monster, and you can fusion summon again, which makes it really good because it can recycle itself. Then we've got one Regeki, 2 Forbidden Lance, and 2 Twin Twister as staples. We've got 2 Dark Factory of Mass Projection. You can target 2 normal monsters and you go ahead and add those targets to your hand. So it just recycles the normal monsters so that you can then refusion summon. Go on to the traps, they're all pretty much staples. We've got 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Compulsory, 2 Solemn Strike, 1 Solemn Warning as the last card. So that's the deck's 40 cards as usual. Any more than 40 cards kind of decreases your chances of drawing a good hand. Well, you should always get a good hand due to your cards in your deck, because you should always have good cards. You shouldn't have wasted cards in your deck. But it increases your chances of getting a hand you want. Like a good starting hand would be a better way to put it. Then on to the extra deck, we've got 2 Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond, which is a kind of a really, you just called it Brilliant Diamond. But you got this other one, I think, Master Diamond. But you could have just called it Brilliant Diamond. Why did you need to put Lady in there? But basically, it's 3 Gem-Like monsters, and it must be fusion summoned, blah, blah, blah. And then once per turn, you can send 1 Gem-Like monster you control to the graveyard. And if you do special 1 Gem-Like monster fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So you can just summon I don't know, Lazuli. Then you get Lazuli's effect off Brilliant Diamond. Then you can bring out another fusion monster. That's stupid. You can really, bring up your field with this card. Then we've got 2 Gem-Like Master Diamond, which must first be fusion summoned. This card gains an interact for each gem monster in your graveyard, which includes the Merchant, the Armadillo, and the Turtle. Forgot what Turtle was then for some reason. And once per turn, you can banish 1 level 7 or lower Gem-Like fusion monster from your graveyard. Until the end phase, this card's name and original effect become the same as that banished monsters. So that can also make it so it's a target for a fusion summon. You can make it become the name of Tourmaline or whatever, but I don't know why you would. I'd just use this as an extra beater. It gains 100 attack for each gem in the graveyard, which is good, puts it over 3,000 easily. So, yeah. Then we've got 1 Gem-Like Prisma Aura, which is just another option, where a Gem-Like monster plus 1 Thunder type monster must be first fusion summoned. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gem-Like monster, Gem-Like card from your hand to the graveyard to target 1 face card in the field and destroy it. So it's basically just another Thunder Giant was what I was going with. Then we've got Gem-Like Citrine, which is first be special and blah blah blah, same. If this card battles, your opponent can activate the effects of Spell Trap or affect monsters until the end of the damage step. So that kind of just protects itself. But because it's only the end of the damage step, when you attack with something else, it goes back into the battle phase and out of the damage step. Obviously, you should know that. So then you can't use Citrine's effect to protect your other monsters. But Citrine requires a Gem-Like monster plus a Pyro type monster, which is any of them plus Garnet. So there can be specific targets where it requires Gem-Like Garnet its own, or it can be where it requires a Pyro type monster, which also includes that, like the Thunder type for Tourmaline, the Aqua type for Sapphire, and the Rock. Well, they're all Rock. All the rest of them should be Rock. Yeah. So Lapis isn't. Lapis is only with Lapis Lazuli. Then we've got 1 Gem-Knight Amethyst, which requires Sapphire. It must be first fusion summoned. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, return all stats Spell cost to the field, from the field to the hand, which is just an extra option really. We've got 2 Gem-Knight Ruby, which requires Gem-Knight Garnet, plus 1 Gem-Knight monster, and must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion material monsters. Once per turn, you contribute 1 gem monster, which can include the others as well. You control when this card gains attack equal to the treated monster attack in the field until the end phase. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Then we've got 1 Gem-Knight Topaz, which requires Gem-Knight Tourmaline, and this card can attack twice during each battle phase. When this card destroys an opponent's battle and sends it to graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equals the attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. Then we got one Gemini Aquamarine, which requires Gemini Sapphire and a Gemini Monster. And if this card attacks, it is changed to its position at the end of the battle phase. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target one more card your opponent controls and return that target to your hand. So if it's any like an XYZ or a Synchro Summon monster or a Pendulum monster, you can deal real damage with this. But you only need one. So they've got two Lady Lapis Lazuli. Then it requires Lapis plus one Gemini monster. Must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials, blah blah blah, same again. You can only special summon one Gemini again once per turn. Once per turn you can send one Gemini monster from your main deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each special summoned monster on the field. So really you should have a like a full field of special summoned monsters, or at least near a full field. Usually around 2 or 3. And then you obviously bulk up 2 or 3 at the start. Lapis Lazuli can deal extra damage with that. And also, if you send them to the graveyard, you can use Dark Factory of Mass Production to add them back to your hand if you add the normal monsters to your graveyard. And they can also be targets to banish for Gemini Fusion. Moving on to the last fusion type monster, we've got Gemnite Seraphinite, which is one Gemini monster plus one light monster, and once it goes first on the field, once per turn during your main phase, you can normal summon a monster in addition to your normal summon or set, which then can make it easier for Emerald to get his effect off. Then I've put Utopia in there as just to show you that like you can put level 4 XYZs. There's nothing stopping you XYZ summoning in this deck as well. You can do that as well, but fusion summons are obviously better. But if you take a few of them out, like not Brilliant Diamond, Master Diamond, you can take out one of them, and you can take out one Ruby. You can put 2 more XYZs in. Anyway, now I'm going to go on to facing Kyber to show you what the deck can do. When I recorded this before, it didn't actually record the gameplay, but I'm re-recording now and it's looking like it is. So, and I actually got quite a few bad hands, and I have now. Actually, nah, I can deal with this. Because I can use Armadillo to search. Let's add, what should we add? We don't need Forbidden Lands yet. Who should we go for? Lazuli is a good one, but I won't have a normal monster in the graveyard. Lapis, because I can send, yeah, I'll add Lapis, because I can summon Lady Lapis Lazuli and get her effect off. So I can send to the graveyard. Use Lazuli's effect to add Lapis to my hand. Ooh. Then I'll activate Gemlite Fusions to send Lazuli to the graveyard, actually, yeah. To the banish zone even. If I remember correctly, no, I didn't add it. Battle phase, obviously. Oh, why does it have to keep going these notifications? As you can tell, this wasn't like it was an alright starting hand, but I've got a sort of a little setup. But ideally, I would have wanted to bring out something better. But I've got a good setup for next turn if I draw another Gemlite monster. Well, Prisma will do. Archetype Prisma's effect. Who shall I bring out? Yeah, I'll bring out another Lady Lapis Lazuli. I know what I'm doing. Because... why is it... oh god, it's so slow. Right, then I can activate Lapis Lazuli's effect to deal 1,000. Yeah, why not Garnet? To 1,000. Then I can activate Gemini Fusion's effect to add it back to hand. Yeah, I'll remove Alexandrite. Activate Dark Factory of Mass Production. Nope, don't want to chain it. Then I can activate Gemini Fusion again to bring out. Ooh. Huh. That's the thing. Do I want to bring out Brilliant Diamond, then I have to sacrifice one of my Lady Lapis Lazulis. Then I'd have to get rid of the other Lady Lapis Lazuli to bring out... Yeah, I'll get that. Why not? You'll see. Got 3,400 out. Activate. Bring out Brilliant Diamond. No Master Diamond. Got a 2 big hand. And get Gemini Fusion back to my hand. I'll send. Send one of them. So I want to keep the Lady Lapis Lazuli in my graveyard. Right, we've got that. Now we've won anyway, so cool beans. This is the kind of plays you can get off. Get exactly 0. Alright, anyway, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions on the deck profile and the gameplay and any plays that you can get off, then please feel free to comment on the video. And I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope this helps with your deck profile, like you making the Gemini deck. Anyway, bye guys.